so far what this has been for my kids is a lot more Minecraft.
Hang on, I forgot to turn off the speakers. Whoops. Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you're watching online in person, we have 3 people here. Hey, my son is in the chat. Hi, Jackson. How you doing? Great to have you. You gonna practice with us? So I wanted to wait and see that we had enough or not too many students in the class, because what we're gonna do is dependent on how many people were in the class. Actually, Dahlia, can you go over in that square right over there? I'm assigning her to a different jail. And what we're going to do is we're going to prop up our dummies against the wall right over here. But not yet. We'll do that in a second. So I'll show you how to pick up the dummies. The dummies are actually really hard to pick up. You're going to grab at the head and then using both hands. This one doesn't do it because this one's different than the others. But your guys' legs are stiff enough to where you can just prop it up onto its feet. And then we're going to put it against the wall facing us. So let me zoom out so everybody can see. All right. Let's figure this out. All right. Let's do it. Yep, everybody can go against the wall.
Wait, so how much does your dummy weigh again?
Mine's 140 pounds.
And how do you lift it so
Scoot over a little bit this way, Kevin. Good, Enzo, scoot all the way over, right in the center of your square. That's the idea, Enzo, okay?
And how do you lift it so smoothly?
He's a Jiu-Jitsu guy. He's strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
Oh, let me use a different one, actually. I'm going to use ours. These are a little bit better. So the ones that we have the majority of, they're really easy to prop up against the wall. And what I want you to do is I want you to widen their legs a little bit. And I'm going to reframe the shot.
I made it too wide.
That's fine, Enzo. And have a little bit of space between the legs and the wall.
Yeah, you're just forward. Keep the legs forward.
It's kind of cool. And there's lots of personal space between us. So we're able to work a little bit of different techniques when we prop this thing up against the wall. So the first one that we're going to practice, I need to zoom out just a little bit, but the first one we're going to practice is an outside single leg, outside sweep single. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in my stance, and I'm going to step to the outside of his legs. So don't step right in front of the leg that you want. We want to step to the outside, and as we do, we level change. So really bend at your legs. Then my knee will hit the mat, coming back in, and my legs swoop. They make like a windshield wiper-like motion as I grab his leg. You'd lock your hands like this, kind of like your hand to your wrist. And then you would stand up, but you're not going to do that part. And you pick up the single leg. So just going to my left-hand side, I'm in my stance. I step to the outside and level change. So you're really kind of doing a squat when you do it. Then my knee will come to the ground as I push off of my back leg. And then it whooshes with the momentum. I grab the leg and stand up. This one is going to be a lot better of a workout than some of the other ones that we've done. I'll do it on the other side now. I'm in my stance, looking at about my opponent's shoulders. That's where I like to look. The reason I like to look at his shoulders, don't like to look at him in his face. I get a nice peripheral vision view. I can see what his hands, his feet are doing when I'm doing that. So with the other side, I'm in my stance. I level change and step really low like this. I drive my front knee to the ground, kind of to the outside, and then I try and swoop in and grab his leg. So the drill that you're going to do is on both sides. Let me reframe this just a little bit, just so I can talk. There we go. Hang on, not yet, Enzo. All right. So this one's going to be a great workout. You don't need anything fancy. You don't even need anything in front of you at all. You can just do this against the air, but it's going to require a little bit more imagination. So this is going to be the drill. Step to the outside, knee kind of comes in as you push, grab. You're just going to grab, not yet Enzo, and then I'm going to step, and then my knee will come and I grab on the other side. So you're going to practice both, going back and forth. Okay? So I'll set a timer on that, and we'll do 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, that's legit of this. It's a lot of movement. It's probably harder than rolling if you do it the right way. All right, let me find my timer.
Pretty sure this has been
Ready.
freaking 30 minutes of walking.
Get set, and go. So my wireless mic ran out of batteries, and because I'm trying to segregate myself from everybody for the benefit of people here, just reducing your kind of exposure, yeah, I couldn't get batteries. I didn't want to go to the store. Up a little on the camera. This must be my wife now. Well, see, the person manning the camera right now is a grappling dummy, so he's not exactly, sentient. So he's not very good with getting the right things. Anyways, I don't have batteries on my wireless mic, so I'm over at my desk with another wired microphone at the moment. So Kevin, first thing that you want to do is you want to get a little bit lower with your original stance. I'm going to turn off the timer as I just go around. So you need to be lower. Just get, let me see your stance, okay? Good.
Level change, then step.
Oh, your level change. See, by the time your knee goes into the floor, you're an old man.
Yeah.
Your knee is gonna hurt so bad. You want it to be to the point where your knee is almost on the ground just from the level change itself.
So.
Yeah, you're starting too high. And your level change is almost your stance. That's better. All right, let me switch angles. We'll go over to Dahlia. I'll give feedback for everybody in the room. All right, let's take a look at Dahlia now. Not so bad at all. Not so bad for an immediate guard puller. All right, let me go on over to Enzo. Attack Kevin. This is Jiu-Jitsu, not slow motion marriage proposal.
That's exactly what it is.
Slow motion marriage proposal.
I'm waiting for him to pull
I never
harder.
would have thought of that. Dahlia, your hair is so cute tonight. Good, nice job drilling.
It's people online.
The older Dahlia gets, the more quiet her voice gets.
It looks like a marriage proposal.
Yep. Slow motion marriage proposal.
All right, so this one will probably require a correction, just like a reteaching of it. But let's take a look at Enzo. Enzo's gonna knock over his dummy. Okay. I don't think that I can correct it here, but I'm just trying to get a sense of what he's doing wrong. Yeah, okay. I think I can. It's Enzo, not Renzo. I can't say, I went over this the other day. I cannot say Henzo Gracie anymore because I've had one longtime student, Enzo, and then this new Enzo coming in. And I always call my younger one, the one that's in my kids' class, I always call him Enzo Gracie. So it's like become habit to say Enzo Gracie instead of Enzo Gracie. No, you're thinking, yeah, Christina thought that the R was silent, she says in the chat. But you're thinking of H's in Portuguese. And there's this weird thing. The R's are H's, and H's are silent. Does that make sense? All right, let me do a reteaching. Look, it's a little off, but I think it's still important to get some experience just doing it, so your body kind of knows the general gist of it. And I'm gonna try and pinpoint some of the things that are wrong. Enzo's gonna knock himself out on the wall, man. Yeah, right there. Nothing. Keep going. All right. Let me go back and reframe this. Okay, time. So, probably the biggest mistake that we need to work on. Enzo, take a look here. Yeah, there we go. The biggest mistake that I kind of see is you're kind of doing everything all at once. You're just kind of crashing in like this. Like both legs are just crashing together. Well, what we need to do is we need to do first a level change. And that level change really needs to come from the legs. Let me turn and face this way. What a lot of people do, especially the kids, is they kind of bend over. Because okay, I'll get lower to the ground. And they do bend their legs, but a lot of it is they're bending their upper body from their waist on over, and they're not realizing that most of it is coming from here. Stance squats are really important. So you're in your stance right here, and then you squat from your stance. It'll give you this kind of bowed, and so look up at the screen there. You can kind of see the knee configuration here. And it's kind of at the same time, to be honest, the level change and the penetrating step, but we'll make the level change first. So I do the level, I'm in my stance. And the thing with Kevin was that the stance was too high. And then I'd say level change, and he'd be here, and then he'd step, and his knee would go, ow, I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. I mean, wrestlers would wear knee pads probably on their lead leg, but if I'm in my stance, and then I bend at the legs, there's this kind of cool bend that this leg has when you do it. You see how this leg is bending? And then I do a penetrating step. I'm almost at the ground. And I'm pushing. Enzo, you see this? I have to push completely off of my back leg to make my front knee hit. I can't do this. This was your biggest mistake, is you'd go like this. That was the biggest mistake. So you need the level change, penetrating step, push with the back leg to bring the front leg on, and then only after your knee hits is this one relieved of duty, and it can do the whoosh thing. Okay? Let's practice a few more minutes, and we'll go, okay? All right, Enzo's already started, and that one looked a lot better. All right, ready, go. That first one was definitely like 10% better already. Good. Try and be smooth about it. Try not to crash into the wall. Enzo, I believe. That was so much better. So much better. Yeah, way to go. Enzo's our youngest member in the adults program. He's in 8th grade. So you're a little bit better with your left leg forward, interestingly enough. We call that a left leg lead, because you have a lead leg and a trail leg. Almost. You're kind of jumping forwards a little bit. Let's go see how the others go. Your legs will super hurt after a class like this. Now, Christina, if you're doing this at home, you'll be pretty sore tomorrow. A little bit of a rough one to do on carpet. Just a hair. Yeah, Kevin's got the whoosh down pretty well, at least on that side. Your original stance is too narrow. Like, here, let me screenshot the delay. I totally got it. Now, hang on, so you all can see the delay there. Let me see. All right, here you can see my screen. This wasn't, I think this was delayed even too much, but the space in between here is a little low. I think there was another one, because this is like a 30-second delay, and I just went really quickly. Just a little bit wider on your stance as a general practice. All right, ready to go. Kind of got there at the end at that one. It was like awkward. Like the shot itself doesn't look too bad. It's kind of what's coming before. That was getting there. That's like at 80%. 80% power. Yeah, Dahlia's looking good. I'm just going to take a vacation while Dahlia goes. Good. Dahlia just forgot everything about... Did everything perfect except grabbing a leg. She kind of forgets that being a guard puller. Wait, you want me to grab the leg so I can actually take them down? What? Das ist korrekt. Head on over to the camera. Okay, time. So now we're gonna do the opposite of a takedown. We're gonna practice our guard pull, and a little bit more on the takedown. So taking a shot, Enzo, yeah, just let it be right over there. Good, perfect. So taking a shot is something that is used in many different techniques. I could take a shot and do a double leg. I can take a shot and do a single leg. So this part where I'm in my stance, I lower myself in penetrating step and then shoot. That one is, it's like an ingredient. It's like flour. It's like we're bakers, and that's the flour ingredient. We still need some salt. We still need yeast before we can bake something. But that's going to be one part of many techniques. Now, let's pretend like we don't want to do the takedown. We want to pull guard. So I'm going to stand with a right leg lead just because. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand about 2 arm distance with my partner, is I'm going to go out and make an imaginary grip with my left hand on his collar. Just envision it in your mind. The reason I don't have gis on them is because everything is being sanitized in between every single class, and that would include the gis, and that's a lot of gis to go through throughout the day. I do intend on putting the gis on these guys, but I'd probably just have it for 1 class per day and then wash it. But there's plenty of stuff we can do without the gi for the time being. So in my stance, I'm going to reach out. I'll do it in an angle just so we can kind of, I'm not blocking anything. I'm going to reach out with my left hand, and my right hand will go to the mat as I'm leaning. Watch this. Left hand out, right hand to the mat, and I plop myself onto the ground, grabbing whatever on his gi. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leap in. My feet are going to the side when they plop, kind of like an omoplata submission, so they're to the left, and then I yank myself in to the De La Hiva guard. So I'm going to grab the ankle, wrap this around the leg, and put it right here on the hip. The beginning phase of a match is so important. It's very critical that it goes well and that you stabilize a position if guard pulling is your intended strategy. So this needs to be one of the most rehearsed aspects of your game. So you slap and bump. I'm in my stance. Now look, I kind of almost take a shot. Watch how I'm going to do this. My knee almost comes to the ground, but instead of it going to the ground right at the last second, my right hand saves me as I make a grip with my left. And then I plop my butt on the ground. You have not pulled guard until your butt hits the floor. So if you kind of like almost do it, no good. Now, I yank myself in to the De La Hiva. Okay, watch this. Right leg lead. I'm in my stance. I lean forward. I make contact with him, and I plop. Now, I'm at a great distance between the two of us. I yank myself in, and I grab the ankle. And I would transfer the grip, but I'm not going to do that right now. Transfer the grip to the collar. So slap and bump. We're moving around. I go in. And then I get De La Hiva. Again. All right. Ready, go. Work it out. Look at Di. She's giving her dummy a grip. It's almost at collar level. Dahlia almost just got smushed.
Yeah.
Trying to be clever, Dahlia.
I want to try that.
Getting smushed?
No, don't try that, Enzo. Just
Yeah,
practice,
you're getting
okay?
smushed, Enzo.
Just practice, just practice. Christina says, Enzo, you're a natural. Keep up the good work. Matt Grant says, Enzo, looking good. Just pretend the grip, Dahlia. There's a reason that I'm not doing this with the small kids. Small kids might die if that thing falls on them.
How to do daily Cuba hook
We should, somebody make that into like a GIF. Like that thing falling on Dahlia. Brea Jiu-Jitsu bloopers reel. Que de la hiva, Dahlia. I did it no problem. There we go, good. Nice. All right, let's move on to Kevin. I haven't done Kevin. Oh, I did do Kevin first. I did Enzo first last time. I'm taking turns. Kevin's not doing a bad job. Doing it ever so subtly different than what I showed, but not a bad job at all. Don't do that stutter step in the beginning, because that gives away that you're about to do something. Just lean forward. You just start the move with a lean. Nope, there's no penetrating step. Scoot back a little bit, so you can just lean into him. So get in your stance. See how you stepped? You want to be, I'm going to show him in person. I'm not going to get it on the camera. So you're in your stance like this. You just start to lean. There's nothing else. You lean and plop. It's like a desperate lunge. That's pretty good. Let's move on to Enzo. Let's do it. That one was pretty good, Enzo. Enzo, do me a favor. Can you start with a right leg lead? Go ahead and show me a right leg lead. So put your right leg in front of your left, not your left in front of your right. Switch it around. You see how that's your left leg? Switch it so you're standing the other way. Good. Back up just a tiny bit. Oh, that's going to be hard. Scoot to your left so you're kind of standing right in front of him. Good. Now, lunge in. Oh, so just switch what your hands did. So your right hand goes to the mat, left hand to the collar. Right hand mat, left hand collar. Right hand mat, left hand collar. But you'll be de la hiva on the other side. I see why you thought you'd go over there. Come on, the regular side that we've been learning on the de la hiva guard. Scoot over towards me a little bit. Scoot over, scoot over. Stand right in front of him. Almost. Almost. All right, let's give it a try. So that was your left arm on the mat. Try and make it your left arm to the collar. Do that for me right now. Just reach out with your left hand. Put your right hand on the mat. There you go. That's what I want. Now your feet go to the left. Which way do your feet go? There you go. Good. Okay. That got all the pieces in the right place. Good job. Kevin and Dahlia, go back to practicing the single leg. Enzo, practice the guard pull. Okay. I'd prefer it a little less jumpy and ploppy. You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, you all right, Enzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, just get a little lower to the mat. Like get in a really low stance.
I feel like if I get too low, the person's gonna know what I'm trying to do.
Maybe if you're really low, they might see, okay, he's going to pull guard. But you know what you can do from a low stance as well?
What?
You can also try and take him down. I have the feeling like you're trying to surprise them. That's not so bad. Not so bad. I'm going to take that. It's acceptable. Aside from the fact that it looks like it kind of hurts, like it'll get the job done. Bob the Builder, we can fix it. Go back to the guard pull, Dahlia and Kevin. Let's see how it, when you jiggle it up in the order. I'm going to prepare some video analysis. Just give me a second. Enzo's hurting himself with that card pull.
Right, that means Enzo.
Don't do anything
Stroke
that
it
hurts yourself, okay, Enzo? It'd be embarrassing to say you got hurt by a grappling dummy. We want to try and avoid
I got
that.
hurt by myself.
I mean, Dahlia gets the prize for the first.
All right,
dummy.
alternate 1 and 1. So you're gonna take down left, take down right, and then pull. Take down left, take down right, and pull. And then I'll have an analysis for you shortly. Okay, time. That's good. Let's get this on the screen. So, in person, direct your attention up at the screen. This is a match that we looked at yesterday, I think it was, in one of the classes. So we're going to look at it specifically in relation to its guard pull. Now, he pulls guard just a hair differently. He switches the hands, but it's the same general idea. So you can see this strategy being implemented. So referee will say combate, and that's the start of a match. You can slap and bump after that if you want. Now the closer they get, the more in their stances they are. See how bent over they are? And then he jumps in and pulls guard. So he did a little bit like how Enzo was doing it. You know, a little bit of a leap in there. Definitely don't want to hurt ourselves though. So let's take a look at this in slow motion, and we can see what he did differently in his guard pull. So here they get ready right in their stance. So he's a right leg lead. Now he's just going to reverse his hands, not a big deal. He's going to lunge in and he makes a grip and he jumps in and he puts his hand on the mat. Now something to talk about right here is that as far as like a basic wrestling, maybe philosophy, this isn't true always, but you have a lead leg, and the lead leg hand's main responsibility is to protect this leg so they don't grab it and take you down. So if he goes in and tries to grab it, you have something to block with. So this is why I prefer to make contact with the trail leg hand. And so you see this here, the one in the back is called the trail leg. The one in the front is called the lead leg. Many times, if you're to work stand-up, the first contact you'll make is with your trail leg hand. So right as you go to touch his forehead or grab his collar, that there's something protecting that lead leg. So here he goes in. He just kind of leaps. Watch, he just leaps. Leaps in and makes the right-handed grip. Now watch his left hand go on the mat right as his hips fall on the ground. Boom. I did the Brazilian boom. Apologies. Now he's going to try and yank himself in and get the De La Riva guard. So, pretty cool. Get to see this technique in action. All right, let's bring it back to the camera. Ooh, Kevin, looking good. Back this up. That'll do. Okay, so we're going to learn a sweep on these guys right here. And we're not actually going to complete the sweep, but we're going to use the dummy to do everything but the sweep. So let's say I pulled guard and he just broke my grips right away. I couldn't get the De La Riva, but I did pull guard. This leaves me in the butt scoot position, where I'm going to be making like a butterfly with my legs. When I'm warmed up, it'll be in a little bit more, and maybe chasing after him, looking for a grip, looking for a tie-up. But sometimes you get this opportunity to do a butterfly double ankle sweep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to butt scoot in, and I'm going to place my feet just behind the ankles like this. You want to make very strong hooks behind his legs. And what we're doing when we do that is we're making it so it's difficult for him to step back. Now, it's not impossible for him to step backwards when you do this, but you're going to kind of overwhelm him all in one moment. Now, right as your feet make contact, your hands are going to push right at the kneecaps. And then hopefully your feet are hooky enough to be able to prevent him from stepping backward and he falls, and then you get on top. It's actually a pretty common sweep. It's made famous by Marcelo Garcia, one of the most famous Jiu-Jitsu people ever. And he's an all-time great, the best of his era. Really the first person to do gi and no gi at an extremely high level. He kind of showed everybody that it's possible that you could do both. But primarily, I would say known as a no-gi guy. At least that's the branding behind him. So, anyways, I'm going to start in the butterfly, kind of at a distance. I put my hands on the mat. I butt scoot one time in, and right as my feet make contact, I push his knees. Now, your feet don't just want to make contact. They actually want to try and spread the legs apart. So I'm going to bring him in just a little bit, just so I can show this idea. But watch when I fly in. I'm obscuring the camera view just a little bit. But when I fly in, his legs will go a little bit wider. You see how it kind of slid out that way? I think you can see it pretty well on this leg right here. So it's not just placing behind. It's like a spreader behind it. And then as he falls, you try and get up very quickly and complete the sweep. So the drill will be as follows. I'm going to go in, push. Go in, push. Now because if we keep spreading our dummy's legs, he's eventually going to fall over. So kind of reduce the spreading aspect of the whole thing. You can just put it behind and go. Put it behind and go. We're only going to do this for about 2 minutes because it's kind of a simpler drill. We're not learning a complex position or anything like that. Okay? All right, ready? Go. When I set the timer, that's 2 minutes. Right when you make contact, all you. 30 more seconds. I have an analysis for you once that 30 seconds is up. And time. All right, take a look at the screen. Now, as I was saying, Marcelo Garcia is, like, this is actually one of his trademark sweeps. And the super interesting part about it is he doesn't actually get to sweep that much. Naturally, the next question will be, well, how is it his trademark sweep? Well, this sweep can be used to just like get him to think about something. It can be an entry. It could be worked in concert with other techniques. And it's often when they react to this sweep that he'll be able to capitalize. It's just kind of part of the standard operating procedure. He's always looking to hook behind your legs and push you over. And you're worrying about it a little bit. And the fact that you're worried about something a little bit can open up other things. Now, he is a no-gi guy. So no-gi just in general, it's kind of hard to hold on to things a little bit. There's no grips here. It either works or it doesn't work right away, you know. So let's take a look. Marcelo is in the butt scoot position, and Chrome Gracie is on the top. He's kind of inching like he wants to go for it, but Crone is kind of disengaging a little bit, just like not committing too much. Right there, he tried it. So he knew that was what he was looking for. Ooh, almost a great stop. Watch this. Right there. You see how he widened his legs? He completely missed it. It doesn't matter, though. It's not because he's bad that he missed it. It's just part of the ebb and flow of the position. You can't just sit there butt scooting and doing nothing with no threat, because the guy's going to have no respect for you and just like throw your legs and then you're past. Now, he follows it up. Watch this. He follows it up with a single leg. He grabs the leg as he avoids that sweep and comes up. Now look, he tries the single leg. He tries to do a trip and it fails and he ends up on bottom. But watch what happens right after. Butt scoot. Boop. Always. He's always working that darn sweep. And he's always following it up with something. And Crone got up. You know, it's hard to finish sweeps. So you're just like, okay, I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to do stand-up. I've already pulled guard. Okay, so let's take a look at this entire sequence. So we saw two of them. And I think it's more interesting that it actually didn't work. Because you can kind of see ebb and flow, give and take. Right now, there was one into a single leg that was missed. Tries a trip, ends up on bottom, right in the transition. There he hits it, and he's up. Give him something to think about. Okay, I'm going to center up. We're going to do one more sequence, I believe. There's Delia. Gotta turn up the volume. Whoops, give me just a second. Okay, so one thing to try when you miss the sweep, we saw Marcelo do. You could go for that sweep, and then when you miss it, you could come up and grab a single leg. That's fine. It's a legit thing. Little tricky to practice with the dummies. We could probably do it, but one of the main positions that you're working for is going to be called the shin on shin guard. Let me show you what it is. You're going to be off to one side a little bit, and the very bottom part of your shin, or even the upper part of your foot, is going to go against that same part on them. Now you scoot in with your other leg in between. Your knee is out wide, kind of hard to see, I'm in the way. but my knee is almost like, you can see it here, it's like out and flat, like a butterfly stretch. And then you hug his leg. This is your gateway into the single leg X. I didn't teach you, Enzo, the setup for that, but this is your gateway into a lot of different positions and can serve as your introduction lesson to the shin on shin position. So what you're going to do is I'll try and do it at an angle, but you just do it straight on. It's just so that they can kind of see a little bit my feet. I butt scoot in and I go for the sweep. Imagine he steps out of it with this leg, and then you adjust yourself and hug his leg, keeping the shin on shin back here. Gosh, I can't get my leg out of the way. Keeping the shin on shin in this position. Okay? So you'll go like this. So that's the drill. Okay. Before we go, I'd like to show you the new grappling dummies. I'll give you a little like contrast between the new ones that we have. I only have 2 of the new ones stuffed, and then 8 more to stuff. Take about an hour and a half. So that's the plan. Little drill, and then I'll talk about the grappling dummies. Okay, ready? Go. Pull that dummy on top of you, Enzo. Don't pull that dummy on top of you. Nice. I think pretty good. I couldn't see your arm. See, don't only hug with the hand that's closest to the leg. Don't hug with both. Does that make sense? All right, let me see it again. Just hug with your right hand on this side.
Wait, hug?
So hug the leg with your right hand, and then your left hand can just be free. Just give me a high five, Enzo. Good, nice. That's the position. Good. That's the shin on shin guard. Shin on dummy guard. See that one again. Do that one again, that side. Good. Wait, stop. Hold that position. Hold your inning position. Now, your left foot needs to be in between their legs. Yeah, that's what we want. Very good. You can practice both sides. Just one hand around the leg, Dalia. Okay, single leg, takedown, go. Single leg takedown.
What?
Single leg takedown, the first one. Not so bad, Enzo. Really good. That was like 85%. That is awesome. Oh, careful. Don't run into the wall, alright? Just do it a little gently. Slow everything down a little bit. That's always a good idea. Full guard into De La Hiva. So if you go that way, put your feet to the other side. Feet to the. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, no, you did it right. Do it again. Lay on your back. You De La Hiva. Wait, which hand grabs the ankle? There you go. Now pull guard, they break your grips and you're in the butterfly. Go for the double ankle sweep. They break your grip, now go to the butterfly. Butterfly, Enzo. Butterfly. Butterfly guard, the butt scoop position. Good, now do the double. Yeah, good. Stand up. Pull guard. Good, but it breaks away from you. Oh no. Go to the butt. Yeah, good. Okay, I'll take that. Give a little distance after he breaks your grip. So don't do the guard pull and this move are like separate entities, Kevin. You hurt yourself too?
Yeah, so
pull. He breaks your grip. Now you're just in butt scoop. Back away, back away. Don't do them two at once because it won't happen like that. He'll break your grip and then he'll be tentative about engaging. Good. Now he breaks your grip. Back up. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, time. So I just want to talk about, a lot of people are asking me, what type of grappling dummy should I get? What would you recommend? And my answer, honestly, is I don't know, because this is my first time working with grappling dummies. But you basically have two types, at least I have subdivided them in two types. I don't know if this is used in the grappling dummy industry, if there is such a thing. But this is a non-articulated grappling dummy, the ones that we're using. It's basically like a heavy bag, like a boxing bag, a heavy bag, with two legs instead of a solid core, and then arms that are stiff as you can possibly imagine. And there's benefits to that. Because if you're really looking to like drive in and have some like real meat that you're working against, it can be really nice to have that kind of rigidity in the arms and the solidness of the body. Also, you can prop them up and you can do some stand-up things as well. So that's kind of cool aspect to it. So we've been using things for this dummy that require a little bit more rigidity. We've been doing like windshield wiper lesson we did where we windshield wiper and then we can do the other side and windshield wiper and then we can go to knee on belly, windshield wiper, and then arm bar because his arms are in the right place. So there's certain things that it can do a little bit better. Now this dummy is an articulated dummy. Basically you can move the joints a little bit. It's not just one solid thing. So they come filled and unfilled. So the filled ones are prohibitively expensive. I couldn't buy 10 of them, but I could buy 10 that were unfilled and then fill them yourself. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to fill it. It has actually quite a bit of material. I mean, it's not heavy. I mean, you can pick it up. It's a lot more manageable than this 90-pound bad boy. But I like this one for more general use. We're gonna get a lot more use out of these because he can be positioned on his knees, which really gives you a lot of opportunity to work the guard and to work turtle. So if you're trying to, do various techniques from those, they can work. So for example, if I wanted to work close guard, this actually feels quite realistic, aside from the fact that he's a little limp doodly. So if you wanted to work like a spider guard scissor sweep or something, you could hip out, make your lasso, and then you could scissor sweep him. You could work triangle. You can work arm bars. Sometimes the feet need a little adjustment, but that's fine. You can work arm bars from this guy. It's kind of cool. You can work kimuras. You can do all sorts of things. Like you can do the butterfly guard sweeps because he's on his knees. Or come on in and sweep him. Then you can work passing and do a knee slice, getting everything the right way. And it has a lot of crossover that the heavy bags have. So like most of the stuff that you can do on the heavy bag, you can do on this. Like if we were doing the knee on belly stuff, it's not packed quite as densely, but it's fine. Has a little bit more like limp noodly feeling, which for certain things might be less desirable. But like just even working like an S-mount armbar on this guy is way more desirable because you can really manipulate the limbs to a greater extent when you're in this type of thing. And it almost looks realistic when you're watching it on camera. Like trying to manipulate this guy is a little bit more challenging. I actually bought these first, but these could be here quicker. So I got these, like manipulating everything into its position. I mean, I can do it. It probably looked about the same, but I definitely can't work any guard. There's no sweeping with this one, but there's no stand-up whatsoever with this one, which is okay for us butt floppers here. All right, so that'll do for today's class. Thank you guys. Let's have Enzo, your dad here?
I don't think so yet.
All right. Oh yeah, get out. She's released from her jail. So we do dismissal one at a time so we don't mix. And sanitizer before you go. Yeah, see ya. Kevin, you may go. Go that way.
Dummy back? No?
What was that?
Do we move the dummy back?
Nah, it's fine.
Alright. Another thing, if you're gonna do gis, do you wanna just have us bring a spare gi? Everybody bring your own gi for your own dummy?
Something like, yeah, I'll just post in the group.
Yeah, and just say, because that'll make life easier for you and
Yeah.
it's more difficult for us.
Getting a gi on those.
Dummies is more difficult than it looks.
Getting a gi on the big ones will be very, very challenging.
Yeah.
So like once we get these going, I think I can do 1 to 2 a day.
Yeah, but that way, otherwise that's gonna be so difficult, because how are you gonna get a dirty gi
Yeah.
off of a
Yeah.
dummy
In
without
time.
getting yourself exposed?
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Dan,
What's up, Enzo?
putting gis on these things are harder than it looks. Just like
I'd imagine it would be fairly difficult actually to get a gi
you
on.
actually look.
Yeah. He's a little barrel chested. This guy's a little. Oh, that's another thing I didn't mention on the stream is this guy is a little bit barrel chested. So it might be tricky to get a gi size that works the right way. But I think an adult gi will be fine. But this guy has such short arms relative to his barrel chest. I mean, I can barely do the mount. I'll see ya.
Oh, Enzo's dad's here.
All right, Enzo. Enzo, you're awesome. I love your consistency.
By the way, you said by the way, my brother, he literally is 21 and he goes to the gym all the time, which makes him buff.
Uh-huh.
Like when imagine I go someone against him in a match, how am I supposed to beat?
How, the question, in case you couldn't hear it, is Enzo said his brother is 21 years old and really strong, and how should he beat him? Well, the first thing is we got to know all the basic positions and submissions of jiu-jitsu. Knowledge at this point is really going to help you a ton. At your stage, it's all about knowledge. You got to know how to do an armbar. You got to know kimura. You got to know close guard, half guard, de la hiva, escapes. And that just takes time. In 6 months at this pace, Enzo, you'll be pretty darn good. But you're in your first couple of weeks. Give it time.
Your dummies are slowly learning human interactions. I made them sit like shit.
Nice. I like it, Enzo.
By the way, can I tell you one of the moves that I do?
Yeah, what is it?
When people get grips on my sleeves, you know what I do?
Huh.
I actually twist it around.
Yeah, that's one of the ways. There's 2 ways to strip a grip. One is contrary motion, where you kind of rip it this way. And the others is through twisting. So you discovered it all on your own. That's pretty cool.
Okay, see ya, Mr. Dan.
See ya. All right, I'm tired of cleaning, so I'm going to do it in the morning. Just wake up early. So I'm coming home. If my kids are still watching, I can't see your comments.